grand beginnings and whispered legends. High in the pine-scented air of Estes Park, Colorado, the Stanley Hotel gleams like a white crown against the jagged peaks of the Rocky Mountains. When visionary inventor Freeland Oscar Stanley, co-founder of the Stanley Motor Carriage Company, arrived here in 1903 to treat his tuberculosis, he was struck by the crisp mountain climate and breathtaking scenery. Within a few short years, he decided to share that beauty with the world. By 1909, his dream materialized as a lavish resort that could rival the grand hotels of Europe. The four-story structure boasted electricity, running water, telephones in every room, and a dining hall glittering with crystal chandeliers, luxuries almost unheard of in the American West at the time. Opening day drew wealthy vacationers from Boston, New York, and Chicago who came for summer escapes filled with mountain hikes, formal dances, and carriage rides. From the outside, it seemed like the perfect marriage of wilderness and refinement. But beneath the elegance, workers whispered of odd happenings even during construction. Tools went missing only to reappear neatly stacked. Drafts of icy air cut through sealed corridors. Some claimed to hear faint voices when the site should have been empty. Local Ute elders quietly cautioned Stanley about the land's restless energy. According to their oral traditions, the mountains surrounding Estes Park were alive with ancestral spirits who guarded the high valleys. To disturb them was to invite lingering presences. Whether or not Stanley believed these warnings, the stories seeped into the hotel's foundation like mountain mist. From those earliest days, a subtle tension accompanied the grandeur. Guests would later describe the sensation of being watched as they admired the starlit Rockies from their balconies, a feeling that the hotel itself might be observing them. The Stanley was a marvel of engineering and hospitality, yet from the very beginning the specter of Flora and the phantom piano. When night settles over the Stanley Hotel, the grand ballroom often feels alive with echoes from another century. At the center of those echoes is Flora Stanley, the gracious wife of founder Freeland Oscar Stanley. In the hotel's early years, Flora loved to entertain. Guests recalled her elegant soirees where she played lively waltzes and ragtime on her cherished Steinway grand piano, filling the hall with music and laughter. Flora passed away decades ago, yet many insist she never left her favorite room. Late-night staff members have reported hearing delicate chords drift through the darkened ballroom when no one is there. Security officers sometimes find the piano lid raised, or see heavy keys depress as if guided by invisible fingers. Visitors frequently describe sudden bursts of floral perfume, roses touched with lavender, appearing without explanation, a scent locals say matched Flora's favorite fragrance. Couples on evening tours have felt a light pressure on their backs, as though an unseen hostess glided past to reach the piano. Paranormal investigators have gathered compelling evidence. Faint waltzes captured on sensitive microphones, unexplained vibrations in the piano strings, and electromagnetic spikes recorded precisely when the music begins. Skeptics suggest drafts or the creak of old wood, but even seasoned technicians admit the sounds defy simple acoustics. Some believe Flora lingers out of love for her music. Others think she stays to ensure the Stanley's refined spirit endures. Guests who sit quietly in the dark ballroom often share the same chilling impression. A warm yet unmistakable presence, as if a graceful hostess continues her nightly performance for an audience only she can see. Room 217, the heart of the haunting. Among all the Stanley Hotel's ghost stories, Room 217 reigns supreme. At first glance, it's just another charming suite. A four-poster bed, vintage furnishings, and a sweeping view of the Rockies. Yet behind its polished woodwork lies a history steeped in mystery and sudden disaster. The legend begins in 1911, when a powerful gas leak caused an explosion that rocked the hotel. Chambermaid Elizabeth Wilson was thrown through the floor yet miraculously survived with only broken ankles. From that night forward, guests and staff have described strange activity inside the room she once tended. Visitors report lights flicking on by themselves, suitcases mysteriously unpacked, and sudden temperature drops that feel like a cold breath on the skin. Couples sleeping there often sense an invisible presence sliding between them, as if an unseen chaperone is determined to maintain a polite distance. Some awaken to find their blankets neatly folded at the foot of the bed, exactly the way a meticulous housekeeper might leave them. The room gained worldwide fame in 1974 when Stephen King spent a single night there. During the hotel's off-season, he and his wife were the only guests. King dreamt of his young son racing through endless corridors, chased by a fire hose that came alive. Jolted awake, he conceived the chilling novel The Shining, forever linking room 217 to fictional terror. Paranormal investigators have since captured unexplained electrical spikes and faint whispers on audio equipment. Even skeptics admit the room's atmosphere feels unusually charged, as though the air itself hums with expectation. Today, room 217 remains the most requested suite. Some guests hope for a brush with the supernatural. Others simply wish to sleep where King found inspiration. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, spending a night here means sharing space with a story, and perhaps with Elizabeth Wilson herself. The children of the fourth floor. If the ballroom and room 217 lure thrill seekers, the fourth floor unsettles even seasoned investigators. Once the domain of nannies and their young charges, this top level holds a playful, but undeniably eerie energy that visitors sense the moment the elevator doors slide open. Guests often describe hearing light footsteps racing along the corridor long after midnight. Some awaken to the sound of childlike giggles outside their door, only to find the hallway empty. Others report the faint squeak of a ball bouncing or a door handle rattling, as if a mischievous youngster is testing the knob. Tour guides who lead late-night groups up here admit that even when the building is silent, a sudden burst of laughter can echo from nowhere, raising every hair on the back of the neck. Paranormal teams have captured unusual evidence. Toys that move across the floor when no one is near, unexplained cold pockets that drift like invisible clouds, and electronic voice recordings of soft, sing-song voices. One investigator swears a tiny hand tugged his jacket sleeve during a session, though no child was present. Some believe these phenomena are simply the imprints of happy memories, energy left behind by generations of families who once stayed here for summer holidays. Others insist the spirits belong to children who once lived, played, and perhaps passed away in the valley, drawn back to the place where their laughter once filled the air. Even veteran hotel staff tread carefully on this level after dark. They know every creak of the old wood and every draft from the mountain winds, yet many admit they avoid making their nightly rounds alone. Whether you interpret it as echoes of the past or something more supernatural, the fourth floor remains one of the Stanley's most haunting mysteries, a space where innocence and the unexplained intertwine. Investigations and chilling evidence. Decades of rumors have turned the Stanley Hotel into a magnet for paranormal investigators from around the world. Teams armed with cameras, infrared sensors, and electromagnetic meters arrive year after year, hoping to capture proof of what countless guests have described. Television crews from shows like Ghost Hunters and Kindred Spirits have documented unexplained phenomena throughout the property. Cameras lose power in seconds despite freshly charged batteries. Thermometers register sudden drops of 20 degrees in otherwise stable rooms. Sensitive microphones pick up whispers, sometimes a name, sometimes a single word, when no one is present. On one widely shared recording, a faint female voice murmured, "I'm here," followed by the unmistakable sound of a child's giggle. Public ghost tours, held almost every evening, produce their own share of unnerving stories. Visitors often feel a brush across the arm or a tug on clothing when the guide insists no one is near. Some see floating orbs in their photographs, bright spheres of light that appear in the frame but not to the naked eye. Others capture fleeting shadows that seem to dart just beyond the beam of a flashlight. Skeptics naturally point to the hotel's age. Drafty windows can create sudden cold spots. Creaky floors and shifting timber might mimic footsteps. Yet even hardened technicians, trained to debunk myths, admit that certain readings defy explanation. In some sessions, every piece of equipment, from thermal cameras to motion detectors, registered activity in perfect synchronization, as if the entire building pulsed with unseen energy. These investigations have only deepened the Stanley's mystique. Each EVP recording and unexplained photograph adds another layer to the legend, blurring the line between natural and supernatural. Whether it's restless spirits or simply the power of suggestion, the evidence collected within these walls continues to draw new. The unending allure. Today, the Stanley Hotel thrives as both a luxury retreat and a legendary haunt, drawing visitors who arrive for elegant mountain views, as well as the promise of something otherworldly. Guests book months in advance for Halloween weekends, ghost tours, and late-night investigations, eager to experience the same chills that inspired Stephen King's The Shining decades ago. By day, sunlight spills across the manicured lawns and red roofs, giving the white facade a welcoming glow. Families sip coffee on the veranda, hikers return from Rocky Mountain trails, and the hotel hums with normal vacation energy. Yet as twilight deepens, the atmosphere subtly shifts. The corridors lengthen in shadow, the wooden floors creak a little louder, and a crisp mountain breeze rattles the windows as if to remind everyone that the night belongs to different guests. Modern visitors report a wide range of encounters. Phantom footsteps echoing behind them, sudden cold drafts even in midsummer, faint piano notes drifting from the ballroom, and the occasional glimpse of a figure that vanishes when approached. Some skeptics leave still unconvinced, chalking it all up to suggestion. Others depart with stories they'll never forget, stories of unseen hands, whispered names, and camera batteries that drained the instant a shadow crossed the lens. The hotel embraces its dual identity. Elegant weddings share the calendar with late-night ghost hunts. Historians preserve the grand architecture while guides recount the most chilling legends. Whether you seek fine dining and mountain views or an encounter with something unexplained, the Stanley offers both in one unforgettable stay. Perhaps that is its greatest mystery. A place where history and haunting coexist so naturally that even the most rational visitor wonders, if only for a moment, whether some guests truly never check out.